Ben, say hi to the people. And
Hey guys. I think it's easy to talk about being sad, but then being specific with it is like a different thing. I think specifically people who make music will always listen to it differently than just somebody who doesn't.
What is the song off of this record for you? Welcome back to the Home Studio Hangout podcast. I'm your co-host, Drew. Josh is not here with me today. Obviously, we are in my studio here in Greenville, and I am joined by Ben Lawrence here with me today. Ben, super glad to have you.
Thanks, man.
Ben is a singer, songwriter, producer from my area, technically easily, right?
I moved here.
You moved to Greenville?
Now I'm in.
Now you're Greenville. Now you're a Greenville boy proper? Yeah. Heck yeah, dude. So yeah, here in Greenville, and we're just going to chat about his new record, Benny, and a bunch of other fun stuff that we're going to get into today. But first, Ben, say hi to the people. And
hey guys.
Hi people. Hi internet. And let's talk about how you got started in music first. Let's do that. Like, so what kind of got you into like doing music in general? And then how did that lead into like wanting to record yourself? Like why learn to record yourself at all?
I was originally into art.
Like painting stuff?
Yeah, painting and drawing. My stepmom got a drum set, and she was going to learn drums, and she just never did. So we had this drum set in our basement, and one day I just started playing it, and I really just wanted to learn how to play it. Okay. So I started taking lessons and started like listening to like rock songs and tried to play like them. That I did that for like 6 years. And then I started learning piano and guitar. And then a couple years after that, I started writing and singing. And I realized I could write songs. And then...
Did you kind of start in church singing stuff too? Or did you like kind of just immediately start like writing songs just for yourself, like for no one else to hear?
Oh, no, they were for myself. I always knew I wanted to like I wanted people to hear them. I tried joining the church band. Yeah. They didn't
like you?
No, they didn't like me. They didn't like me.
That's funny.
I wasn't really that good anyway.
That's fair.
At the time.
Especially early on. Yeah, it happens. But so you get good enough. And what made you be like, I'm going to produce myself versus I'm going to try to find somebody to work with?
I mean, just...
At least like early on.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just big-headed. I want to do everything myself.
No, that's fair.
I'm just like, I have a specific sound I want to go for. I want to do the things I want to do kind of my way. And I can also respect that like other people know more than me. Yeah. So when I do want to go to somebody who can do better than me, like I will gladly take that opportunity to reach out and ask for help. Well, but yeah, my own stuff is my own stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I guess the other question I had for you, at least like as far as the getting started part, is like, how did you get connected with Matt? Because like for those that don't know, Matthew Parker, previous episode, is how I got introduced to Ben because we were at a co-writing day together at Matt's house. So how did that like connection happen? Because I feel like that's probably also been a big part of like your artist career as well. Knowing Matt and like doing the Young Pop Renegade stuff, and then also like doing your stuff as well in production and learning more and all that kind of stuff. I
met Matt in 2021 through a mutual friend. Artist name is Jay Steph. He's gonna go by Jordan Blaine now. So
I saw his. I saw his. I think he already posted about it too.
Yeah. Jordan Blaine.
Yeah.
Everybody. Go follow him. Just he introduced us because he was friends with Matt. He made a song called Snapshot with him. Okay. So he was friends with him. Jordan and I were already really close. When I like left Virginia to move, initially I stopped by and I met up with Jordan, and Jordan was like, "You want to meet Matthew Parker?" And I was like, "Boy, do I!" So we met Matt for ice cream, and I was like, "Dude, this guy's like legend.
He's a big deal.
He's a legend." Yeah. And yeah, now like just like hanging out with him, from time to time, and then moving here, I've gotten to just be like, I don't know. I think we're close friends.
Yeah.
I mean, we just hung out for the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Which was like great.
That's sick.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's like, I'm happy to call him like one of my close friends.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's really cool. And I mean, same. Because Matt started going to church with me, and so it's been really interesting to be like, I didn't know who he was until he started going to church with me, which is funny.
Yeah.
It's actually my Matt story that I tell Matt, and I tell people all the time is somebody I was doing a session with was like, hey, have you ever heard of this dude? And played one of Matt's songs. I didn't know who he was. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And he was like, dude, I love this guy. I was like, oh, that's really sick. And I was like, cool, man, that's fine. And literally that Sunday was the Sunday that but I did not make the connection that it was the same person until like later that week or something like that. So now I just see Matt every Sunday. And like during the week, I'll call him and be like, yo, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm bored at my house. So this is really random that like he just kind of walked in one day. Him and Savvy just kind of walked in one day.
Right after you just heard about
right after I just heard about him.
Was.
Yeah, I had literally had no clue of who he was at that point. So, and when you got introduced into like the Young Pop Renegades crew, I guess, because that would have been around then, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was friends with everybody prior, but like I wasn't like
a part of
the group, like that specific thing that they were gonna do, and I was actually kind of sad about it because I was like, I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, can I do this? Can I join?
Yeah. Can I do this thing?
Yeah, with y'all.
Yeah.
Like, can I invite myself in?
I know you guys have this really cool thing that you do. Yeah. And I would love to be a part of it, please.
No, yeah. I heard about, like, there was talks about it that Matt was going to, like get all, like, our friends together and, like, do this really cool collab album.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I wasn't going to be that guy who's like, can I do this? I was like, I'm going to wait to be asked. And if I'm asked, awesome. If I'm not, like, it just wasn't meant to be.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt called me one night. I was driving home, and he was like, hey, man, I'm going to set you up with Sam Bowman, if that's okay. Like, and I was like, for the Young Pop Renegades? And he's like, yep. He's like, yeah, man, you're on it.
Cool. I mean, that's sick.
That's pretty much how it happened.
That's pretty much how it happened.
It wasn't anything special. He was like, random. You want to be on it, man? And I was like, yes. And he's like, all right.
And then you did the vlog, right?
That was for the second one.
For the second one? Okay. I didn't realize you were on the first one, too.
Yeah, I was on the first one. Yeah, and I just wanted to film everybody because I like making, like, videos.
Yeah.
Really low quality.
Home movie funny style things.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And I just, like, love, like, getting up in everybody's personal space and just making them uncomfortable. Like, that's just my favorite.
Yeah.
It's just my favorite thing.
That's so fun. Yeah. Did you feel like your artist career as it was like kind of started taking a step up from like you started seeing some growth like when you started meeting all these people and started getting connected with all these people and stuff?
I think I had like early success before I met everybody, but then it kind of like went down and then plateaued. Yeah. A little. I would say I think the quality of everything has gotten better because I learned the most from my friends. Like even though I do my own stuff, I always ask my friends like their opinions and stuff. Like I value that a lot. For sure. So I send my songs to people before it comes out. Yeah. Get their feedback. Definitely just like learning just from my friends. I feel like you're like a product of like who you surround yourself with. 100%. And hopefully, you take like the best qualities. Yeah. What is it? You're the average of the 5 closest people around you or something like that. I think that's like a quote. I haven't heard that, but that's pretty good. Yeah. I think it's you're the average of the 5 closest people in your life. Okay. Whatever that means. And that could mean in your career. I think that could also mean in like your personal life or whatever. But yeah, no, like to your point, like surrounding yourself with really solid people out the gate. Or like really whenever, like it's been a thing for me as well, like in the producer world and like the mixer world, and even like working with other artists. It's like
really cool to see how other people do things and like how other people handle working on different genres of music. So I got certain guys that I go to that are like really good in the pop space and other guys that are really good in like the rock space. And it's like, I can always count on them to ask. I can ask some weird specific question and they'll be like, oh yeah, I figured that out. Here's a thing that you can do to balance that. Or here's this weird kind of synth sound that's really cool. Or here's a patch. Or even like in rock music, it's like, here's a bunch of samples. Like, try these. These sounded cool for me. So yeah, no, it's been a good thing going for me as well. So getting into like the record itself, where was like your head at as far as going into this record?
I put out 2 albums already, and I think like after sitting with them, I just like wasn't proud of them.
Okay.
I don't know. I hit rock bottom like in my life outside of music.
Yeah.
I just felt like I wasn't like making stuff that actually was making me happy. Just in like other issues outside of that. So I just decided to like start writing about it.
Okay.
Like in a way that I hadn't before. Like, I think it's easy to talk about being sad, but then being specific with it is like a different thing.
Yeah. I think that also makes it more personal, not only to you, but like to the listener, right? Like it makes them at least like internalize it a little bit more.
Yeah.
So sorry, continue.
No, you're good. Like, am I allowed to get into it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I was doing drugs. And like that was taking a big toll on my life. Like I was doing it away from all my friends, like away from Matt, away from Jordan. And I did it in private, and just like it just wasn't making me happy at all. But yeah, then I got professional help. I started taking medicine for it. And I'm a whole lot better now.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time it was awful. Just couldn't think straight. But after like getting through several months of like getting sober and stuff, I was able to like think clearly and write clearly and create clearly the way I wanted to. And that first song that I made was Don't Fall in Love.
Okay.
And like that one just like did pretty well for me.
That's a great song.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, it's a fantastic song.
I just started out with the piano and everything. I knew I kind of wanted to make another album.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what it was going to be called until maybe like it's like 5 songs in. And it's just about like some struggles that I've never talked about, and then also like this like really bad like heartbreak that I just went through too while hitting rock bottom. That just like
the collision of rock and hard place together. Yeah.
It was like, it's just like the worst time of my life. But definitely in a better place now.
Yeah.
But yeah, writing about that, just like, at least for me, like I know that when, you go through something tough, for me, the best thing I can do is once I get through it, I think it's like a cool thing, like as musicians, to like be able to turn like that pain into beauty.
Yeah.
And like, just make it something really cool. So like, all these songs are about like really dark stuff. Yeah. But like they all sound pretty. When I listen to them, I'm like, this is what they are now. Like it's just like these pretty pieces. And yeah, I mean, I'm just happened.
No. And so you were setting out to write an album, but I guess at the time you were like, I don't know what I'm going to write it about.
I knew it was going to be deeper than anything.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you didn't know like how it was going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
Than how it did, basically, which both sucked and also great writing came out of it, which is like, I guess, the writer's turmoil, right? It's like, when life sucks, it's the best time to write sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Because you had, this is seven or 8 songs. 7 song album. And solid tracks, like you did a really good job of not, and this could probably be a testament to like where you were when you were writing it, but you did a really good job of not writing a song for the sake of writing a song to fill out an album.
Yeah. I try not to make a song, just a filler song.
Okay.
Like, I'd never go into it. I mean, honestly, I don't really cut any of the songs I make.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Like, I don't go into making an album and being like, all right, I'm going to make 30 songs and then I'm going to narrow it down to 10.
Gotcha. So you're like, I'm going to write, every song I write is going to be on something.
Yes. I think I have ideas for stuff sometimes, but like the ones I finish will be the ones that do come out.
I feel like that's a positive of being independent, right?
Yeah. I can do whatever I want.
You can kind of do whatever. Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's like, because most of the time, if I was going to a new artist, I generally would say like, hey, write like 20 songs and then we'll pare it down, because especially with like a newer artist who hasn't been, that I've never worked with, but also that probably hasn't been writing for a long time.
Yeah.
They kind of don't have that experience to know like what's good and what's not. So I generally push them to do hey, let's do 20 songs and then we'll kind of pare it down to whatever. But yeah, I mean, if you've been writing for as long as you have, and like writing a bunch of songs and then putting them out and getting feedback, like you already know, and you don't have a label or an A&R telling you, hey, we need another single, or hey, this isn't singly enough. Or no, I think it's super a positive of being like an independent artist. I think there's a lot of people that just want to put out what they want to put out, right? And like, do you feel like you kind of fall into this category of like you just kind of want to do what you want to do as far as like your songs and stuff?
I think Matt said it best to me once. He said, make what you want to make it for you, but then like also have that appeal that appeals to like a lot of people too. I mean, I think like you said, like I have been writing a while. I think I know how to like do what I want to do for what specifically works with me. Yeah. So like when I do make a song, I think like I'm able to like keep pushing that idea when making a song and then make it work. I think I'm able to like get past the part of like giving up and then just like pushing through and then making it a really good song. Yeah. I feel like ideas can like just be like pushed away because it's like, oh, nothing's working. But I'm always like a firm believer in like continuing.
Yeah. How do you deal with writer's block?
I mean, I just don't write.
You just stop?
I just stop. Honestly, really? I just stop. I mean, like recently I've been working with like other artists. I've started like producing and like ghostwriting for other artists. So like when I'm not working on my own stuff, I can always work on other people's stuff. Yeah. So that kind of helps because it's like I'm going into this mindset of like, yes, I'll put in the same effort with them, but it's like, am I going to sit there for 20 hours? Like, no. Will I sit there for a long time? Yes. Like, I will, like, put in that effort, but not the same effort into my songs because...
Well, you just... One, from, like, a pay rate point of view, it's like... the longer you sit and dwindle on a song, like, the lower that dollar per hour gets, if you think about it in that way. Yeah. Which kind of if you're trying to get paid, you kind of have to think about it that way.
No, you're totally right.
Which is just part of it. But then on top of that, it's like it would be more. I agree with you in the stopping thing. I think from what you're saying is like you stop and then you move to something else. You don't necessarily just like not do anything. Yeah. You like stop, put that song away for a little bit and maybe move to a different song or move to a different song that's at a different stage or something like that.
Or just take a break, honestly.
Yeah, or just take a break.
Like I just walk away from it for like a day or even a week or even a couple weeks sometimes. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jesse's song on that album.
The first one?
That took me 16 months to write.
Yeah. But I will say that song has the most of the record. That song I feel like has the most specific lyrics to you.
Oh yeah,
so you know specific. What I mean? Yeah. Like it's so like I feel like anybody could listen to that song and relate to a situation that is similar to that, but not it's not the same person, it's not the same words,
Yeah.
it's not the same exact situation, you know? So I feel like if you're gonna write a song, especially about a person or to a person or something like that, you kind of want it to be very specific, and you have to be very careful with how you do that, because you don't want to put a fluff word in there because it might not be taken the right way, or come across the wrong way. I mean, I could see that taking. I don't think I've ever tried to write a song like that to a specific person.
Well, it started out as a song that was like, I want you back, but I was like, I gotta finish this. So then like that I want you back song turned into like, this is just a breakup song, and then that breakup song kind of turned into like, I'm actually like really mad.
Yeah.
I'm actually like really upset. Like, and I don't really like, when I talk about people I've been with,
Sure.
like on a song, I don't really get mad.
Yeah.
Whereas I did with this one. And kind of like I wanted to do it in a cool way.
Yeah. No, it's very sick. And yeah, I think like being introspective and not being afraid to like be vulnerable on the song.
Yeah.
And like be okay with getting mad, right? I think is big from a songwriter perspective. Be okay with like whatever emotion that you're dealing with in that situation, like put it down.
Yeah.
I think it's a good reminder to songwriters and like producers that are writing with artists to like push them down, let whoever go down the path. And if it's a weird emotion, like exhaust it, like go for it.
Go for it, yeah.
Right? I feel like some of that on this record happened with you, right? Like that being a very good example of it, like writing a slightly angry breakup song.
Yeah. I mean, I was just hurt on that. Yeah, and like that one had like anger. I think like the others were more like sentimental.
Sure.
And then like, I wanted to start the album off with a bang and then end it with a bigger bang.
Yeah.
With Endless Sadness.
Yeah.
And I've never written like an epic sad song.
Yeah.
And like that one was like, I went to Matt for that one.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Matthew
Shout
Parker.
out to Matt for that.
He produced that one. I just like did like the piano, and then like I kind of would just like direct him a little on like hey, I want this, and then he like would also be like, we should try this.
Yeah.
And like I was like, Matt, like don't hold back.
Yeah.
Because Matt is just a powerhouse of just ideas.
Yeah, he really is. Sometimes he has too many ideas and we have to like parse through them, but yeah.
But he helped me like get that song down, and it really is like truly epic sadness.
Yeah.
Even though it's called Endless Sadness.
Yeah, it's really sick. I sent it to a bunch of I have a producer group chat I sent it to, and I was like,
oh cool, thank you.
This is like a really cool, well thought out song.
It's a really interesting one for me. Definitely way different than anything I've done before.
It's weird, but it's good weird. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Especially a way to end the record. It almost ends it happy.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, it almost.
That's the point.
Like it's even the song itself kind of starts sad, and then ends happy. But because it's at the end of the record, it also kind of ends the record happy.
It's like a whimsical type ending.
Yeah.
That we kind of like wanted to go for.
Yeah, and you're kind of like floating around on that like drop thing that he did.
It's just about having like being lost in this mindset of feeling like you're surrounded by endless sadness.
Yeah.
When that's not the case.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Talking about working with Matt, and like, I think you worked with Sam a lot.
Yeah,
on this record.
he mixes. He just mixes and masters my stuff.
Okay.
But he added slight production to Jesse's song, and
very cool.
Swear he added like the bass.
Okay.
For the guitar.
Nice.
Under my vocals. Yeah.
When you're working with somebody else who's also like co-producing with you, how do you normally go about, like, do you normally bring the song to them and say, here's the song, let's like produce it out together, or do you normally build it out from the ground up?
Yeah, no, like with Matt, for example, just I mean, I told him I had this idea of what I wanted to go with. And I mean, we just started with like the piano. I had chords in my head that I wanted to go with, and I was like, would these be cool? And he's like, these kind of like don't really work.
Yeah.
And, you know. No,
Yeah.
like Matt's great, but he like I was like, Matt, I gotta tell you, like this is gonna be weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're just gonna have fun with this one, and it's gonna be weird, and it's not supposed to be like marketable. Like it's supposed to just be fun. And yeah, no, I mean he killed it. We just started the song like from scratch. We kind of just built it up to a good point to where I could take it home with me.
Okay.
And then I wrote and sang over it. So I wrote everything.
Okay.
And then I kind of got his confirmation.
So you kind of built the track out together before you wrote the lyrics.
Yeah.
And then took it home and did more of like the lyric writing. Did you change any of like the arrangement or anything, or was it pretty set by the time you got it?
No, like it was set. Like we produced out like 70% of it.
Okay.
Then I took it home, did my vocals and wrote and whatever, brought it back. Then we added like more details to like kind of like fit around the vocals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And just final touches. And also we had a drop to do at the end.
Yeah.
The drop came after all like the lyrics, and I think definitely the drop we had to do that after based off of what I had sang, I guess.
Yeah, because because you needed to take some of the melodies that you sang and kind of throw it in the drop, and also
the feel,
the vibe, and if it's Matt, like there's probably some vocal chops layered in there of yours.
Yep, there was.
Yeah, so knowing him, that's in there too. So he couldn't do that until you had the vocals tracked anyway. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. So going back to like the independent artist thing, like I want to hear your take on like what you see as like more of like an up and coming independent artist on like the state of independent music right now, like and like what you see going on. Like I'm sure it's interesting to you. Like what are some things that you're noticing? Like I'm seeing a lot of people blow up left and right, but also some people have like more grassroots following. Like I feel like Matt was somebody that was on a label that is now not, and then like my friend Marty, who is on a label, like him and Social Club, they aren't on a label anymore, and they're like doing their thing independent now. It's like I just want to hear like what you as a fellow independent artist, because like most of the people we have on here are producers and mixers.
Okay,
like I would love to hear your point of view on that if you have a point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I do see a lot of like independent artists like blow up. I have a lot of friends that I've been like lucky to make, and then they're not my friends anymore. Just not out of like them like being rude, but it's like they blow up. I think like you can't blame somebody for, you know, blowing up and then wanting to only surround themselves with the people who are going to help them further their career. Yeah. Like I think like I don't know, like it is tough.
Yeah.
Because it's like, like definitely like stay in touch with the people who are like real to you. But at the same time, like sometimes you just don't have time to like keep up with like not as close friendships. Yeah. Because I'm not like close with like a lot of the people who have blown up, but I have been like definitely mutual friends, had great conversations and stuff.
In the same general like you're acquaintances, but you're not like hardcore working together or growing up or anything like that.
Yeah. No, but it's really cool to see. I definitely like used to be like in the mindset of like, dang, I wish that was me. But like, I think the best thing you can do is just be happy for him and just be like, you know, maybe my time's coming soon.
Yeah, for sure.
That's definitely my mindset like now. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a really cool thing that in being independent isn't like looked at as such a bad thing anymore.
It's crazy that that's changed the last couple of years, right?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool. I do think like still like I don't know. I think it might be like split. Like I know sometimes in my head I'm like, dang, I wish I was signed to a label so that I could feel like, you know, like I'm making a living.
Or like it's legitimized in some way.
Yeah, in some way. Because like, yeah, it does suck. Like, I don't know. I feel like my listeners are at such a middle point. Like I don't have a couple thousand, but I don't have several 100,000.
Yeah, you're floating in that 50 to 60 range.
Yeah, I'm
now,
at like
right?
60 right now.
Yeah. Which is like great.
It's great. It looks great.
Yeah.
On paper, it's great, but like in terms of like people like scouting for like artists, and then it sucks that like numbers are such a big thing. They can't like look at quality.
Yeah. Well, and like so it's my friends that have all like gotten offers and had declined them. It's generally like TikTok following, social presence following in general. And it doesn't really happen until you're like in the millions on TikTok. And if you're in like the hundreds of thousands of monthly listeners, and then you'll start getting offers. But by that point, like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I think people think that they can like take their several hundreds of thousands to several millions. I don't know. That may be what they think can happen.
Yeah, but I feel like that would be rare.
That is rare.
Like,
it's really rare.
Yeah, that's super rare. Because like if you think of like who's over in the multiple millions, you're talking like some of the largest artists in the world that have been signed forever, and like it's rare that you get like a Nick D or a Connor Price, right? Where it's like those guys are 9+ million monthly listeners, and that's all just from them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that is really rare.
That's so rare, though,
so rare.
Right? And like on an independent side, that's super rare, and that's also as rare as it is on an independent side. It is equally as rare on the label side. There's a bunch of people on the labels that are floating in the 100 to 200,000 range that'll probably never get past the 100 to 200,000 range.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that. I don't want millions. I just want like a living.
Yeah.
That's the main goal for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like if I have that mindset, I'm not going to aim for it. So, like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to achieve it. So sometimes I feel like I need to aim higher so that when I
fall into the living.
So that like when I do shoot for that million, I end up where I actually want to be.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't really know how it works, man.
Yeah.
I think it's like luck, and it's like luck times hard work.
Yeah. I think it's...
And you got to be special in some way.
Yeah, I think there's... Yeah, I think you're right. It's the triple ingredient of uniqueness, so like the special aspect, the luck, and the hard work. And it's like mostly hard work, some uniqueness, and even less luck. But the problem is it does take all three.
Mm-hmm. Like, but that luck does the most.
But the luck, that 1% of luck does the most as far as like getting you out there. I mean, I would agree with that, but it also does, like, if you only have the luck and the uniqueness and no hard work, like maybe you'll get the chance, but then you'll squander it. Yeah. Or maybe you will blow up for half a second and then you'll immediately go back down. You know what I mean?
That's kind of like what happened with my third single. My third single just like blew up. Yeah. It just blew up like crazy. I mean, I got like a couple 100,000 streams on it, like the first like
that's crazy.
Like the first like month.
That's crazy.
And then like it continued for like a couple months after. So I had gotten like I ended up getting like 1 million streams that year on that one song. Like within a year.
That's insane.
I know, and I haven't gotten anything like that since.
Yeah.
And that was my like first year of like putting out music on like the account I had now. I had another account.
Sure.
But like it didn't even break 100 monthly listeners.
Dang.
And I had it up for like 3 years.
So what did you learn from that situation then?
Put out music that's actually good. I don't know.
Do you feel like consistency played a factor in that, as far as like you didn't have anything to follow it up with?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like you hit a song and it did really, really
crazy well.
And then you weren't able to follow up fast enough with something else?
I was working with somebody and they told me to put out like another song right after, and like which was not the move, because I should have just let that song ride out. Yeah. And then like get the anticipation like going for the next song. Yeah. I should have like waited like 3, 4, 5 months before I put out the next song, but I put out a song a month after, which like it just kind of killed the momentum too.
When was this?
April of 2020, and then I put out the next song May of 2020.
Okay. So what's funny is...
wasn't a good strategy.
Then, you're right. and making that call. Now, you would want to put a song month
Yeah.
out. Like, it's crazy how that changes, right?
4 years ago, yeah.
Like 4 years ago, 4 years ago, you would want to let a song ride and build momentum, and then kind of like once it starts to peter off, then you hit them with another song, and then and then it starts to pick up. But now it's like you release once a month, and you have one hit, and then you have backlog. You know what I mean? It's like like it's a totally different game now.
It kind of sucks. Like now you it would be best if you waited a month or 2 months for that next song, not like 5.
Well, and if you're listening to like the Nick D's or Connor Prizes of the world, you'd be putting out a song every other week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those guys, like, they're consistently like bangers.
I know.
That's what they put out. What mine goes to is like Benson Boone.
Yeah.
With his new song, what is it? Beautiful Things. Yeah, like everybody's wanting that next song.
Yeah.
And that first song has only been out for like a few weeks, right? Like 3 or 4 weeks,
something like that. Yeah.
And like
maybe a month at most. A month.
Sure. Yeah. And like he might put out this next song in like another month.
Yeah.
That's where my mind goes to.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably got himself paced a lot better, right?
Yeah, I mean, he is an incredible singer. So I mean, people are willing to wait.
Sure. Yeah, that's really interesting that it can really shift from artist to artist. It can also shift from genre to genre, right? So it's like I feel like the guys that I named are like hip hop, and like they can just sing over beats.
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like somebody like you're building out in a whole track. Like you put a lot more work. You're also self-producing, so you're putting a lot more work into your tracks than somebody like that. And so like the time frame to do that is crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I guess.
And finish a song.
Yeah, no, that it's definitely tough, and just like saving up for it.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, that's
like
also
I have
expensive.
to pay. I got to pay somebody. I mean, and it's like I'm not just gonna like cheap out.
Yeah,
because it's like imagine you paint this beautiful picture, and then you buy like a $2 frame for it.
Yeah,
it's gonna like kind of make the picture not like the art's still there, but it doesn't make it stand out like that well.
It doesn't give it the best presentation it deserves.
Yeah. And, you know, so yeah, saving up, like definitely like that's a big factor in it.
Yeah.
Because like I found a guy finally that like just makes me sound awesome.
Yeah.
So like saving up for him.
For Sam.
Yeah.
Shout out Sam.
Sam Bowman. He's just a goat.
Shout out Sam.
He's awesome. Yeah.
His record that came out recently was really good too.
Ghost.
The Ghost record. Yeah.
So good. Him and Matt are like two of the most creative people I know.
I feel like him, Matt, and J Steph are like the triple threat.
J Steph is they all specialize in like different things. Like Jordan's a really good writer. Jordan and I like what's cool about him is that like him and we're just really good at writing together.
Yeah.
Like I don't write as comfortably as I do with anybody else.
Sure.
I would say like him and I could go into a room. If you locked us in a room for like 40 hours or something, like we could sit there and pump out like 10 songs probably. Yeah. Like I'm starting to produce for him now, like a few songs for his new thingy. And I can just write with him really easy. Sam is just so positive.
Yeah.
He's just so positive. He's just like, I feel like you could like, I don't know. I feel like you could send him a really bad song and he'd be like, this. He's like, I just love how unique it is. It's just great. And then Matt is like, we can do better, man.
Yeah.
We can do better. I know, like he's like, we can make this a whole lot better. Yeah. They're all great. I mean, I love I'm glad to like know all of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all have their own thing.
For sure.
That makes them great.
No, that's for sure. The so Benny's out. I feel like the reception's been really cool.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. I've tried to share it as much as I can to a lot of people. And everybody that this is the other thing, is that everybody that I've kind of shown it to has been very impressed. So has been very impressed. Yeah. From just to let you know.
Dude, that's really cool.
Everybody that I've shown it to has been very impressed with it. And like that's producers, playlisters, whoever. The main one that pull it up. The main one that I've been showing them has been Swear.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about that? What is it about that one?
I don't know. I think it starts with the guitar thing. It's like the really intimate guitar thing.
Yeah.
Which has like a specific vibe to it. But then it like goes into this cool ethereal pop space. I think it reminds me a lot of like Boy in Space-esque type things.
Yeah. Okay.
Something that except his is more like electric guitar and like trap beats, which is yours is more like indie piano acoustic, like more organic instrumentation, I guess. And a lot of cool vocal stuff.
Why'd you do this? Are you stupid? You're smart enough to not get involved with anyone like this. So righteous. Maybe you should let it all stop. But you love her. There's no other better person you've ever known. But she doesn't deserve this. You hurt things, but I won't be the one to go. So maybe I should be alone, 'cause everyone ends up hurt or in love with a different tone. All the things I said that I shouldn't have wanna make me kill to just go back and replace all the moments with me not there. All the recklessness and selfishness will leave me alive till I write this. I'm forever sorry I broke you, I swear. Why'd you ruin this love?
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that one caught me the most, is like, oh, this one's really special. This one's really cool. Yeah.
Interesting. I was like, that means a lot, because I really liked that one. That one was like the first song I wrote on that album that like I started to like go darker, because it's like that one's not about like, that one's like talking to myself.
And maybe that's why I was gravitated towards it, because I was like, oh, this is it. It just feels different lyrically, also. Like it feels super unique lyrically.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you had to give somebody, like, on that note, a song to listen to that were like this, because you said this album is like a good representation of you. You feel like super proud of this record.
Yeah.
Like, what is the song off of this record for you? So pick between your children right now.
Oh, it just sucks, because like I just love them all.
I know.
I mean, they all got their own thing to it.
Sure.
I feel like it's a two-way tie between Jesse's song and I Loved You More Than Life.
Okay.
I feel like Jesse's song is just like, I feel like I'm able to, that one shows off my range a lot and my emotion. And I feel like I Loved You More Than Life shows off like my ability to create like a really unique vocal and melody structure with it, while also being like really unique to like, like I said, produced all the songs on the album, but like that one definitely, like I had so much fun with like the ending. Like it's just, that one's really different, but it's also like, I don't know, I think, dude, this is so tough.
Yeah.
So tough.
If they had to pick one.
Yeah, if I had to pick one. Oh my gosh. So tough.
And it's like a new person who's like never heard your music before.
Oh, you know what's funny about I Loved You More Than Life? I was really sick during making that. I was so sick. I couldn't sing for weeks, and I was like, this is the perfect time to sing this song.
And it just made sense?
Yeah, it made sense to sing it sick.
Oh, wow.
You could probably, I don't know if you ever like listen back to it.
I'll have to listen to it with that in mind.
Yeah, that song, I sound like totally different. Like my nose sounds like stuffed up. Gosh, man, Jesse's song. Jesse's
song would be the number one?
Yeah,
Okay,
just lyrically, it's my favorite. Lyrically, melodically, creatively.
Jesse, I felt your love circling like a blessing. So let me love you like the world that we met you online, advertised a false life and got us to meet up in person. Lied to your pretty face, didn't even seem to hesitate when I convinced you I was worth it. But how I bet you're sick of me. And all the songs I read about you, do you think we're enemies? 'Cause I don't think you really heard. I highly doubt you're listening. Ooh, is there still a part of you that wishes we had chemistry? 'Cause I don't. Jessie, I felt your love circling like a blessing. So let me love you like the world that we know is ending. All of my heart from miles apart, didn't think of us as if we were any singular star. We were galaxies far, but now I'm just someone you used to call Benny. You were an angel that I quickly strangled and stripped you to something unholy. Constantly broke you, dissociated when I wasn't supposed to. Hurt myself and pulled you down, but you got out. Now I lost the best of me. Oh, how embarrassing of me to pour my guts out over anything. Oh, how I blinded myself and my heart to think that you were still my everything. Oh, how I couldn't handle it and you became the source of what depresses me. Oh, you were my centerpiece. All I do is think about the way you led me on so that I wouldn't stay. You did exactly what I told you not to, but you went ahead and set us up in flames. I'm such a waste. Am I forever your greatest mistake?
That'll be my best song for a long time.
No, that's fair. Yeah, no, that's a great. I think of the three I've been showing people have been Jesse's songs Swear or Endless Sadness.
Okay.
Because so specific, right? I feel like it depends on who I'm showing it to.
Yeah.
Really. It's like if they're into like chill, like sad piano-y songs, Jesse's song. If they're into like more acoustic stuff, I show them Swear. If they're into like more pop, like synthy things, I'll show them the last song. So
yeah, you can't go wrong. Like I don't feel bad on which song you find is your favorite.
Yeah,
I literally love them all so much.
Yeah,
so it makes me happy, like knowing whatever one you like the best.
What so
yeah,
if you were to talk to somebody who is new to this, getting into songwriting, or maybe a producer who's never written before, or maybe a producer who wants to get better at songwriting to like better serve their artist, like what would be some advice that you would give to those people? If they've never written before, or they like
never written,
or they want, or they want to kind of like start writing.
Something for me that like really helps, and I know this is what I did for an EP that Jordan and I worked on. So I like would start a lot of the songs, and I would just hum whatever I think sounded cool on that space.
Okay. You did that with us whenever we were writing. When we were writing Laylo, you would hum a bunch.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think like that definitely helps because it's like, you know, when you hum, I feel like everybody can hum, and I feel like that is like the most like appealing thing when it comes to like singing. Like if you can't sing a song, you can definitely hum it. You know, whether it's good or bad, but like humming it, and then if you're like satisfied with what you hum, put some words over it.
Are you tracking the hums? Like are you like just like humming ideas into a mic sometimes?
I'll just be like da 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 da. I'll do like doo-doo-doos like or whatever.
Yeah. But like over the song, like into a mic.
Yeah, if I know that I'm like, all right, I'm set on this melody, I'll go and record like that melody, whether, you know, it has words or not. Sometimes I'll even like just like try to make up words as I sing, just to like have like a better feel for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like hum. I would say have a good structure with it. Like don't just hum whatever. Hum what sounds good, and then try to like copy and paste that for the second half of it, and maybe try to change up a little thing with the second half. Just make sure it feels right when it starts and when it ends.
Gotcha.
I think the middle you can do whatever, but like make sure it starts off on a good note, ends on a great note.
Strong takeoff, strong landing of each section.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay to like do whatever you want in the middle, just as long as like you're happy with it and it actually is like it's well done.
Yeah.
Like you don't, you know, everybody's taste is different.
Sure.
So yeah, just go into it like with that mindset, and like make sure you like listening to it. I would say like when you're finished with everything, like make it so good that you want to listen to it on repeat by yourself.
Yeah.
You know? Like I think that's a good sign. If you're not happy with it and you don't want to listen to it after, honestly scrap the song. You shouldn't, like, you should love what you do.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. So on the how do you recommend somebody start discovering their taste? Because you mentioned taste.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like that's a thing that not a lot of people talk about, but I would argue is probably the most important thing.
Taste is definitely important.
Like like starting to define your taste, or so like I'll give you like one that I've kind of, because like that also defines like a good producer and a good mix engineer. It's like finding songs that you love, right? And then literally writing down why you love them.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting.
For me, has like always helped. So it's like, and it can take on different reasons, right? Yeah. So like, if I'm thinking about what songs do I like that have cool production, so I sit down and go, all right, what do I like about these songs? Is it the progression? Is it this specific sound? Is it this melody? Is it? And then you do that with like a bunch of songs, and then that is your taste.
Yeah, kind
of, and from a production standpoint, at least. I don't know about like how you kind of would think about that, but
I mean, yeah, I think we listen to music differently.
Sure,
I feel like the people, you know, like
everybody
do what we
does.
do. Yeah, we all listen to music, but I think specifically people who make music will always listen to it differently than just somebody who doesn't.
Yeah,
just because like we analyze the song, like we'll listen to it as if it's like all separated. You know, we don't just listen to the song. It's like we'll listen to the drums, maybe if there's drums, like the sounds in it. We'll listen to the melodies. We'll listen to the lyrics. We'll listen to like even like the tone on which they say things. Just like we split it all up. I guess, and this is to somebody who wants to do music.
Yeah, or like how like somebody that would be like, I'm trying to like understand what my taste is. Like they don't know.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think you kind of just said it, though. You kind of just said it. Like, if you've never done it before, hyperanalyze music, right?
I guess I would say like it depends on who it is. If it's somebody who like wants to do music but they don't know their taste, you have to invest money. So I would say literally go and like buy like a music streaming service.
Yeah.
Like whether it is like the cheapest one or the most expensive one, and like honestly go like listen to playlists. Like there's curated playlists on like each streaming service. So like like choose a random one. If you like a certain song from it, like it. I don't think you have to like have a certain genre, because like I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to a lot of R&B, pop, definitely singer-songwriter. I mean, I listen to lo-fi beats sometimes. I mean, I even listen to country.
Yeah. Some of the best harmony stacks are in country.
Yeah. No, and like, I don't know. I think try to like listen to everything.
Yeah.
And then take in what you like. Don't just avoid like a genre just because it might sound scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I grew up listening to Dave Matthews.
Okay.
And the Foo Fighters. And Nirvana.
Yeah. A lot of 90s and 2000s alt grunge stuff.
And it was awesome. But then like now my taste is like, I go after trying to find underrated artists now.
Yeah.
Like that's what I try to find now.
Very cool. Well, on that note, let's talk underrated. Let's talk some music that you've been listening to. How about that?
Sure.
So what are some underrated artists or some songs that you've been like super stoked on lately?
Oh man. All right. There's this one dude that I've like been listening to since like 2020.
Mm-hmm.
He just came out with an album last year. His name's Zach Greer.
Okay.
I don't know if you know who he is, dude. He is just like, he has such a cool style. It's like sad boy plus like F boy vibes.
Okay.
Which is like, I don't know, kind of a cool combination. Yep. He's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick. I'll have to add that.
I
feel like I've heard Melatonin before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a popular one. Can I look at my phone?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I definitely have like a lot of my songs that like, yeah, I was literally listening.
Like
to
your
them in the
most
car.
listened to stuff.
Yeah, I was listening to him in the car. Give me a sec. I have like a album inspo playlist.
Okay.
Oh man. I love
See a lot of John Mayer in that.
Yeah. I love John Mayer.
Yeah.
I love John Mayer. I love Adam Turley. I love Chelsea Cutler. I love Jeremy Zucker. I love Lauv.
Nice. I can hear the Jeremy Zucker and the Lauv influence heavily.
Definitely. Those are like my two of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I know these aren't like small artists.
No, but
all.
but it's like what you've been
Like,
stoked on.
Oh yeah, Louis Capaldi.
Nice.
I think like Louis Capaldi for lyrics, Lauv with catchy melodies, Jeremy Zucker with creativeness, and like emotion.
Yeah.
Definitely Jeremy Zucker is like the biggest influence.
Yeah, I can definitely hear those two specifically in the melody choices and some of like the piano chord progression stuff. I can definitely hear those influences. Louis Capaldi one is interesting because I can actually hear that.
The lyrics, specifically
the lyrics.
The way that he writes is like so deep and like so unique, like
So personal.
It's very personal. He finds a new way to say something like sad in a way you haven't heard before, which I just like thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
So I try to take that and like, on my own take of sadness, write something that like maybe somebody hasn't heard before.
For sure.
I mean, everybody's heard sadness.
Sure, but
like saying it in your own unique way.
Yeah.
Like, you can make it special that way. So I take lyrics from him. I don't know. I don't steal lyrics from him.
I know.
I get inspiration from the way he writes. Sorry.
No, that makes sense.
Sorry, I just want to clarify.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what would be an artist that you think is underrated that you think people deserve more?
Yeah, no, Zach Greer.
Yeah, Zach Greer would be that artist that deserves more hype.
I'm just really trying to find somebody who, him, and I just want to find one more if I can find somebody.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm working on a playlist for all of these so that when producers get stuck and they don't have anything to listen to and they're like, I want to find something new. Mm-hmm. They're like, here's something new or underrated.
Rosie.
Rosie, okay. It's how spelled?
Rosie.
Rosie. Okay.
Yeah, Zach Greer and her, like, she's bigger than Zach Greer, and she has a pretty good following.
Yeah, I've never heard of her though.
But yep.
Cool.
I think she has really great lyrics. I think she has a beautiful voice. I would say for Zach, his like strong suit is like definitely like production and like vocal melody,
Sick.
like vocal flow.
Yeah.
He has a really cool flow with his stuff.
Is it that like alt pop, like almost rap but not thing?
I think so. I don't want to be butchering.
No. But it's like, the closest one I think of that is like Break-ins is like that alt pop that's like almost rap.
Yeah. He definitely has like a singy rap flow.
Yeah, that's
and
sick.
It's really cool. He does it really cool. I think like the coolest out of like anybody I've heard like attempt.
Yeah.
I think he like nails it.
I'll have to check that out. Well, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude.
I had a lot of fun.
It's been super fun.
Thank you.
Benny, out now. Go check it out. Go listen to it. It's very, very sick.
Sad too.
Very sad and sick. Grab some ice cream and some tissues, yeah, and cuddle up with the nice blanket and cry to yourself. Dude, thanks for being on.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Home Studio Hangout podcast. If you could take the time to like, subscribe. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any other audio platform, go ahead and make sure you're subscribed, and also leave a rating and a review. It helps the show get out to new people, and we're trying to grow every single week. Once again, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Home Studio Hangout podcast, and we'll see you next week.